I'm Joel from the Gym Group, and we're here with the boys here at Troy's lovely home. He's been gracious enough to have us in there today and show us around. So I'm here with Troy, Brett and Matt, who are all gyms and tennis professionals. Now, Troy, I'll start with you. How long have you been in gyms and tennis for?
Just over 10 years.
Just over 10 years. And what about you, Brett?
Coming up to 9 years.
And what about you, Matt?
About 3.5-ish, I think.
Now, we didn't plan, but we've got them in order here from train. So Troy's trained Brett and then Brett's trained Matt. So maybe, because of all the skills you've been showing us before and all the knowledge you have, do you want to talk about actually how you acquire that, the training itself as a gyms and tennis franchisee?
I started off, I got trained by a gentleman called Phil, and he took me out for about 4 to 8 weeks. But you're always on the road training, learning something new, just to keep up with new technology and new stuff to do at houses.
So when the new technology comes along, how do you guys go about skilling that?
Well, just generally we look at like stuff on the internet as well. We look at that stuff. Some of the new products we get trained in our meetings by our suppliers. They come to our meetings and show new products, and we get trained that way as well.
What about you, Matt? Obviously, when you go on that first week as a franchise and you're, oh no, I'm in business for myself, and you might come to a client's house and there's a job, I don't know what to do. Well, how would you get support around that?
Coming straight off, like I said earlier, Brett did train you. You did a very good job. You come across some things that do stump you a little bit, and it's just a phone call. Like, all the boys will shop you out and help you if they need to. So, and you find your feet pretty quickly, but you learn a lot on the job. You really do. You teach yourself. You know, you've got the tools in your hands, and you find solutions for things. So, it's just a matter of putting the hours in a little bit, and then you end up really falling into it. It just went, like that. After a couple of weeks, it just kind of went, right, I'm finally going all right now.
Because you obviously do the 3-day generic training at gyms, but you obviously then do a 4-week. So what happens in those 4 weeks when you do the training?
So in the 4 weeks, we just get the people to do the basics. So just to get them out on the road. So it's mainly antenna installation, how to learn about the signal, to get a good signal or a bad signal, what's that all about, running TV cables down walls for extra outlets, manning TVs on the wall, a bit about home theatre systems. That gets them the basics done so they can go out on the road. They can do some work in those, in those first few weeks that they're out on their own. Before then, they can move on to do some courses to advance their skills a bit more, to do extra work.
You obviously got the other franchisees which are a phone call away. Did you use them a lot in your early days? Or?
Yeah.
I still use them after 10 years when you get stuck. So.
Yeah.
That's great to hear, because obviously you've been over 10 years and you're obviously a trainer, but you still use other franchisees.
When you're stuck on something and you just can't work it out, it's always good to get a new perspective on something, or or someone that's done something that you haven't done. So get a bit of help from an alarm guy here or there when you're stuck.
So you find that within your tennis division, you have other franchisees who might be, as you said, maybe more skilled for alarms, and you can give them a call to come out and help you maybe sometimes with jobs as well? Or?
Yeah, always.
Do many franchisees, do you get other franchisees to come out sometimes and help you on a job?
Yeah, sometimes you get jobs where you just need that extra pair of hands.
Yeah.
You might get a TV mount, which is a large 80-inch TV. That's too heavy to lift on your own, so you just call another franchisee to help. Or a big mast job with like a 30, 40-foot mast that you need to install, which you need a bit of extra hand.
Yeah, Brett and I we did one. Yeah. It was quite tall back in North Melbourne. I went out there and I knew I could do the job, but I just thought, geez, getting this down is going to take a bit of muscle just to bring it down safely. Flat roof though, so it was quite good, the footing and everything. But I thought once we get this thing halfway down, it's going to be heavy. So called up Brett and I said, what do you think it is? He goes, yeah, definitely need 2 hands on it. So just wouldn't have taken it myself. Just gotta, sometimes even cable ones, like you might have a real tricky cable one where you're running 6 data points from a tricky spot and you just need an extra pair of hands.
Is that one of the great benefits you see about being the gym's franchisees, to actually have that extra?
Oh, for sure.
I think it's a big benefit when you can just call or send a page out to see if anybody's in the area, if you need a hand for just 5 minutes, 10 minutes. When you're independent, who do you call? No one you're by yourself, you're stuck. So 50 of us in Victoria, 45?
Yeah, something between that,
There's always a hand somewhere.
And you're at a stage, Troy, you built your business up to actually 2 full-time employees now as well, don't you?
Yes, yeah.
Because you do a lot of commercial stuff as well.
I do a lot of commercial work,
yeah. Now, I was going to say, what are some other benefits of being a gym's franchisee that you guys see that sort of instantly come to mind?
I like the camaraderie as well. We've made some good friends out of it. We go on, we do meetings to learn new stuff, like Brett said before. Our wholesalers, we get a group discount, being obviously a bulk group, and that's not just on stock, that's on cars and insurances, everything.
I think the gym's name is good. A lot of people like the gym's name, the gym's group. Once they do a search of the services they want an antenna installed, and they see the gym's name, they just straight away go to the gym's group and give us a call.
You found it's been an advantage rocking up to a client's house instantly having that on there? Does that help you?
Oh, it does help, yeah, most definitely. Like people, a lot of the jobs that we get, we can search where the jobs have come from. And it says, a lot of times it says a gym's user. So they've used the other gym services, so they know it's a good reputable name and they get good service. So they just look up and they've got antennas as well. So they'll call the gym's antennas group out.
What about you, Matt? What's the benefit that you can?
Yeah, a lot of what Brett just said as well. But I just like, well, for me, like I did have a career change. I remember speaking to you once before, and it was a little bit of a different field for me to go out. And I just enjoy going to different people's houses and engaging with the customers. I just love having a chat. Most of the people are really, really friendly and good to talk to, and they do respect the gym's name. So you go out there and they're quite happy to see you, and they just want the job done most of the time. I mean, we do free quotes and everything like that, but we go out there, say, what are you after? They're telling the wall and whatnot, and you talk them through it, and they're really appreciative for the input you've got. Like you might give them a bit of an idea of where you should be mounting your TV. They might say, it's a little bit high. Why don't we come down a bit? And just a bit of advice about anything, like really. And then, we can help them out with other things as well. But I think just being out on the road by yourself, going from one job to another job, you kind of got your schedule in front of you, having a look, and you go, all right, I've got an antenna here to do, then I've got a TV wall mount, then I've got to do this internet solution for another customer, and you just go through the day, and the day's gone. Like, it goes that quickly because you're enjoying your job. It's just good to be out on the road.
And do all you guys have families, or?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got 3 kids. Yeah.
3 kids? I mean, your lovely home, your choice, with thanks for letting into your home. But the lifestyle you've created, obviously got a great, property here. You said off camera before, thanks to antennas. But you said the kids was important for you because I think you just had a kid when you decided to go into business for yourself, or?
Yeah, pretty much. I was sick of working long hours I was in transport, making money for somebody else, doing long hours, getting home late. Just wanted to see my daughter grow up more, so didn't take long before I said I had enough.
Yeah.
So now I can take the kids to school when I choose. Work my own hours.
That's it. What about you, Brett?
I've got a family as well. Yeah. I've got 5 kids and also 5 grandkids.
Oh, really?
So
You're a young looking granddad.
Oh, that's good. And the lifestyle working with gyms has been great. As again, what Troy was saying, I worked for a company for 24 years, working weekends, public holidays. I had to work when they wanted me to work. Missed out on a lot of family events and stuff like that because you're rostered onto work. With gyms, I can just work my own hours. I've still got one younger daughter at home, so I still take her to school in the mornings. Then go off to do my first job, do a couple of jobs or 3 or 4 jobs a day, and then come home in the evening and don't have to work the late hours if I don't want to. If I want to, I can still work the late hours. If I want to take a day off, I can just take that day off and spend some time with the family. Yeah.
What about you, Matt?
Yeah, I've got my loving partner at home.
Yeah.
So we've just got our dog and our birds.
There you go.
I've got a boy, but he's well grown up on his own, doing his own work, so he's quite busy. But no, it's just it works really well. It's very family orientated, particularly if you've got younger kids, where you've got that flexibility to kind of take a day off or knock off early to pick up the kids, or do something that comes up out of the blue. You can change your schedule around to work to meet that. So so it works well for me as well.
So let's talk about the services now. Obviously, the name's Gyms Antennas, but it's obviously a lot more that you do. I know we were talking before how many TVs, for example. We obviously went to a house with them, how to hang a TV, but you said 500 to 600 a year that you do.
Yeah.
And the thing you said, which resonated with me, is actually you really enjoy it still. You think after so many you get it sick of it, but you said you enjoy seeing the customer come home and...
You get the customer, they give you that look of, oh my God, how happy, like how good does it look up on the wall? It makes the room bigger, safer up there. So
let's talk about the safety thing as well. Before, I think you mentioned, was it one?
It's almost averages 1 kid a day gets injured from a falling TV. So it's 360 kids roughly a year at the children's hospital. That's not counting ones that aren't good to go to the hospital where the TV's just fallen or broken. So it's a lot safer to have it up on the wall.
So what other services? Let's talk about this. Obviously, it's antennas, but what else do you guys do?
So I do security as well. I do a bit of security, so I do a few alarms and cameras as well. They're pretty good jobs. They keep you fairly busy, so I get a few of those each week. Also do phone and data as well, and as well as what Troy was saying about mounting TVs on walls and just the regular antennas, TV points. A bit of home theatre as well, mounting projectors and screens on the wall, because usually the customer's not too confident in doing it themselves. So do that, a bit of that as well.
And with the home theatre, it's not just installing whatever they buy. You can actually arrange the solution for them.
Sometimes a customer will give you a budget. They've got so much to spend on a home theatre system, and we can go out and purchase that for them and then install it as well. Yeah.
What about you, Matt? Is there anything else besides those services mentioned?
A lot of what Brett's spoken about, particularly security and cameras. Now, a lot of the things that go on nowadays, like people just want that security and that presence there, just having some cameras at the front and know they're doing the right thing. So a lot of the camera stuff I do now. So I think most of our guys are security licensed. We're all open cabler, so we can do phone and data, as Brett mentioned. A lot of
intercoms as well.
Yeah, intercoms for your front door. A lot of internet solutions.
I do mobile phone repeaters when customers can't get mobile phone service in their factories or shops. I've done a lot of shopping centres.
You do a lot of large jobs. I remember talking before, but you've done like for convention centres and stuff like that. You've done.
I've done a lot of building sites, multi-storey apartments, student accommodation, shopping centres, hospitals. I've done a lot of work at. Pretty much you name it, I've worked there.
So it's not just if you're...
A lot of aged care. I do a lot of work at aged care as well. I do a lot of aged care. So
I did one in a freezer room once because of the sandwich panel.
Freezer room?
Yeah. The sandwich panel. So that's, what was like an abattoir type of scenario. So a cool environment in a shed, massive, but no internet, no cell phone, no cellular, anything in there at all. So we had to find a solution for that. So just to get mobile phone reception in there because the walls were just not letting any signal in or out.
So it's clearly just not just behind you. Obviously, you can do just so many varieties.
Yeah. Commercial stuff comes up a little bit. Even I mean, I know Troy does a lot of commercial stuff, but even we do a lot of commercial buildings as well, just as normal franchisees. So I know I do a bit anyway. Yeah.
A lot of shop fit outs too.
A lot of shop fit outs.
Yeah, especially with the security cameras. I do a fair bit of cameras in shops, Subway stores and stuff like that. I've done some cameras fit outs in those.
So such a large range of solutions, as you said, the intercoms, for example, the security, CCTV, all that sort of stuff, data points, just the whole gamut of stuff, commercial, residential, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was going to ask now about clients. Obviously, you've dealt with a lot of jobs. Is there any sort of memorable sort of jobs or anything interesting that you can sort of think of? I know you were showing me some photos before, Troy, some tight spaces you were in that you had to get through and stuff like that. But you tell me, is there some any sort of interesting client sort of stories or anything like that?
Look, you get a lot of interesting clients, but I had a great client up in Beaconsfield who said he just wanted a great home theatre and told me his budget was a decent budget, so we got him a pretty amazing on a top of the line theatre room. And then I did another person in Heidelberg, nowhere near Beaconsfield, and she was telling me about her friend's great theatre room, 6 degrees of separation, and they were actually really good friends at high school. So it was no just coincidence that they knew, but she was showing me pictures of his theatre room. I said, I did that. She's going, no way. I go, yeah, and I showed her pictures of, she goes, oh my God, it was just coincidence, but it was great, and they both had good theatre rooms in the end. So, look, it's good when people just let you, they know you're the expert at your job. So, and they let you do what you need to do. They ask you for your information and let you go for it. Mm-hmm. So,
what about you, Brett?
Oh yeah, I've had quite a few jobs like that. Yeah, some big home theatre jobs where similar to Troy's, where they just they've got a fairly good budget and they want you to do the good home theatre for them. And also a lot of like Troy's job there, a lot of referrals. So you go out and do a job at one place, and then a couple of weeks later, someone else will ring you up saying, "Oh, you've done their house. Can you come to my house now and do that?"
Yeah, I love what you did there.
Yeah. You've done such a good job at that house. You know, I like the work you've done. Come and help me out now and do a job in my house. So you get quite a few of those jobs.
So you get a heap of referrals, don't you?
Yeah, you get a lot of referrals. Yeah. A lot of my work now are these referrals, which is great. So
Don't have to pay that lead fee.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, you mate, memorable sort of clients.
I've run into a lot of interesting clients as well, but look, most of them are all great people, and I've had so many returning customers and referrals as well. It's really good to get that, and for them just to say something good about you and say, with this guy Matt from Jim's, it was brilliant. Give them a call, and they'll ring up and they'll say, oh look, Joe Blow down the road, he recommended you. Can you come and have a look? And and then they're just really appreciative of what you do. Like, they know you're there to do the job, and they ask a few questions and you give them the answers, and that's what they're after, and then get the job done, and they're always happy when it's done. Particularly, like Troy mentioned, the wall mounting. It's just amazing of taking a TV off the stand it comes on, putting it on the wall and having that clear desk to put photos and candles and what you like up, or a sound bar. It just makes a world of difference.
The vases, picture frame, they come out and do it while you're still hanging the TV. Make sure you've got it right.
And it's something you need to account for too. So you go, how high would you like your TV? Because you might want to put a sound bar there, so you don't want to just have a little tiny gap there. You want to space it out a bit and make it a bit even. You've got these big picture frames, photo of a family or something that you might want them off to the side, and a couple of smaller things in the middle. And just little things you got to think about when you're putting telly on the wall. But the customers really appreciate your input. And quite often not, you correct some of their kind of things the way they're thinking. They sometimes want to put them up too high or too low, and you give them a bit of a nudge and a bit of advice. Go, well, look, if we go up a little bit higher, you've got that option to put something there, put something underneath if you want to get a soundbar down the track, or we can offer a soundbar solution and actually include that in the job. We've done that a few times in our
Yeah.
So
Do you find you get a lot of repeat business from the same client? Like, you might do something in one home and they get you back out later. And
a lot of people don't know what you do when you first go out there. So then you give them your card or your brochure and they go, oh wow, well I haven't got time today, but I didn't know you did this. Can you give us a quote? And most of the time you go, don't do it.
What's the one thing which you think is the most surprised that you do that I don't realise you do?
Well, for me, it's the CCTV and alarms. They don't realise that we can do that as well. As Troy says, when you go out and do an antenna over, you might go out to a new estate and a new home that you've installed their antenna and you hand them your brochure. So these are the other services that we do. And it's got CCTV and alarms. And they go, oh, I didn't realise you do that. And say, yeah. Then 1 month, 2 months down the track, they ring you up and says, oh, I want an alarm installed. I want cameras installed. So
and data and phone, I find a fair bit. So when they talk about NBN and moving the modem and things like that. So and patch panels. I went to one customer. I went out there for a totally unrelated thing, and he said, oh, do you do data stuff? And I said, yeah, and did a small job for him. Turns out he was a bit of an IT guru. So then he owned his own business and actually goes out and quotes customer solutions and things like that. But he does the IT stuff. But he's got me to do a few fit-offs for patch panels and things like that to data cabinets in businesses. Just comes out and pays me an hourly rate and says, there you go, where you go, I want this done. Well, I'll give him a price and go, well, it's a bit tricky. We might have to do this, and this, and we work out a solution. And I've done about 3 or 4 jobs with him. So they're good money makers. Just plod along all day. It's good.
Mm-hmm. So what's the average day sort of look for you, Troy? I'll start with you first on that. Well, it's hard to say because it's so different every day. What's the normal typical day for you look like?
Look, a normal day at the moment, out the door at 6 on the road for a commercial job. Just got to get some new buildings and that done. Roughing in some cables, fitting off a lot of data. Then I try to squeeze 1 or 2 domestic jobs in the afternoon as well to try and just try and keep everybody happy at the minute. Like I said, I've got 2 employees and it's really, really busy still. So yeah, I'm just trying to keep all the work, getting it all done. So
do you enjoy it? Do you enjoy running your business?
Yeah, my wife will still tell you I still get up and I love it. I still love running the business, and I love the finished product. Nothing better than when you look at, especially me when I do like a high-rise building, looking up 30, 40 stories and saying I got all the TVs working at every single TV point for that building. So all the intercom or all the data. Yeah.
What's the sort of biggest job you've done? You've obviously done a lot of commercial work.
The biggest job I've done now is Vic Uni TVs. So it was over 600 beds in Footscray with over, I think it was 750 TV outlets.
How long did that take you to get all done?
That it's hard to say because we're not there every day, but look, it was a build over a year. But yeah, look, a few months. Mm-hmm. A few months. I'm doing another shopping centre at the moment, which I'm doing the mobile phone repeaters for the whole shopping centre. So it's going to be pretty big. That's up in Wyndham Vale, Manor Lakes. I think the highest roof I've been on is level 50. So 50th level at the Aon building in the city. I've worked up there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so
obviously have all the safety stuff and all that.
pretty scary out there.
Yeah.
It's not like a 1 or 2 story house when you're looking over the edge. But yeah, we make sure we've got the safety harnesses onto and barriers. We don't go too close to the edge just in case. I'm not a heavy guy, so the big gust of wind could probably blow me off.
Yeah. What about you, Brett?
So I mainly do just domestic work, a little bit of commercial, just shop fit outs for CCTV stuff and all that. But yeah, for my day, like as I said, I take my daughter to school in the morning, so drop her off around 8:30, start my first job around 9. If it's just all domestic stuff during the day, I usually do about 4 jobs a day during the winter. Summer, with the longer daylight hours, you can do a bit more. You can do about 6 jobs a day. So unless I'm doing CCTV or alarms, usually CCTV will take up a whole day most of the day. Same with the alarm. So yeah, that's what my day entails. Yeah.
What about you, Matt?
Yeah, same with Brett. I'm trying to squeeze 4 or 5 jobs in a day. Some are longer than others. Some are just quotes. It's really hard to kind of judge sometimes. So you leave it. Sometimes you might get a floating job in there. So I do a builder as well. When I say builder, I do the antennas on the new homes, and they're far and few between, but I can kind of do them whenever. So I'll have that as a floating job and just kind of slot that in if something goes a bit south. If I'm just quoting for someone, or we can't do the job on a day. So went out and quoted a job. A good example was yesterday. Went out to Lara, had the quoted TV to go on a wall over a spa and near the pool area and whatnot. And it was a massive old TV, so needed a big bracket, but just didn't have one on me at the time. And they needed to get a PowerPoint fitted, so they needed a Sparky there to put the GPO in for that. So that's something I couldn't account for. So I was only in there for a good half hour quoting it, having a bit of a chat, and then nicking off. So a floating job in between is always good. But I like to kind of kick off about 9. I wouldn't say I'd get out at 6. 12 would be...
Although I get home every day.
Yeah. But I'm a late starter, late finisher. I don't mind coming home at 6:30 at night. It doesn't bother me. Like I especially obviously in the daylight savings, you get that extra daylight. Some people like to get out the door at 6 or have to get out at 6.
Have to get out. Not always. I do take the kids to school every now and then. But I train a couple of them in basketball, so I get home nice and early to get that out as well. That's the advantage of working for yourself. Don't have to always start early. I just like to start early to get it out of the way.
Now, do you think you could have done that in your previous career? Like coach the kids basketball, for example, take them to school?
No, so I was working till 9, 10 o'clock, and especially in transport, we were working till midnight most days trying to get all the parcels on the trucks. It was, just hated it in the end. Hated it.
Must be a bit of a pattern, because that's my background as well. Like just transport.
Transport as well, is it?
Yeah, it's well, there's a few big players I worked for, but there's a couple of smaller companies as well. But yeah, the hours were getting longer and longer,
and the pay stayed the same.
They did, yeah, they really did, and it took its toll mentally. Like it was really, it was a pretty hard job to do. Some of it, yeah, putting loads together and unloading containers and time slots and all sorts of stuff. Like it's pretty stressful.
Yeah. Well, how's your general happiness now? You're obviously a lot happier.
Better. Yeah, a lot more happy, a lot less mental stress doing what I do now, for sure. Yeah.
I was a manager and it was just chaos, especially around Christmas time. Not enough trucks, too much freight, not enough workers.
Yeah.
The mental stress, and then from your managers coming down, and then now just working for yourself, it's just it's no stress.
Yeah, it's interesting that you say that because obviously you think it's stressful up in 50 stories, but you're saying it's obviously a lot more happy now. You're a lot less stressed and get a nice
stressful up on 50. It's a bit hairy up there.
Yeah.
But still, I still enjoy it.
Yeah.
Different kind of stress.
Yeah. Where else do you get to climb under houses and through roofs and all that?
Yeah. That's true. I have to post the pictures of you in the take your selfies in the crawl space and stuff.
It's just like being a kid again, climbing on the trees and all that.
Like going back to the training, like when I went with Brett, like that's something I'd been up a ladder before, but I'd only ever gone up a single story ladder, and I never very rarely got over the gutter onto the roof. What did I need to do that for? And then out in the training, had to do all the safety gear and harness up and all that type of stuff, and work out how to get up there and go and climb double story ladders and things like that.
It's funny seeing the guys in their first week of training.
Yeah. I mean, you
get up there and then so when you see them a year later, they just run straight over. Like,
you just
they're the first day like this, getting up there. But now you watch them and they just fly over it.
Obviously, you've all trained and some take people down the road. Do you see that confidence grow? Obviously, you'd see them at the six weekly meetings. You would see them down the road. Do you see that confidence? Is it amazing for you to see someone you've taken from that who might have been like that sort of grow along to?
Yeah, it's actually better seeing, like, not just getting the shakes off from getting on the roof, but their confidence grow, like talking to customers. It brings out your personality, especially when you get to speak to people and get the work done. Yeah, I don't know. I feel happy when you train someone new and they're successful.
Do you find most people had similar backgrounds to you as well? Same thing, they work in that sort of job was a bit stressful and they've sort of decided to make a change and come along.
I think we've had a few chefs that have joined that, like, long hours in the kitchen, hot, sweaty, late at nights.
We had a police officer. I think we had a police officer.
Had a few,
Yeah.
police have joined.
Police officers.
I think they like to get, stressful jobs. Yeah, they just can't.
It seems to be the pattern.
Just everyone's working for yourself. It's not as stressful. There's times when you get stressed out, but
We were in grand final obviously week, so obviously
Grand
everyone wants to
final
get
week
their TV mounted, rush, right?
this is the stress week.
Yeah.
Everyone's left it till last minute.
Mm-hmm.
I see it in January too in the Australian Open.
Mm-hmm.
People want to get new stuff for the tennis or Tour de France. They want new TVs and TV points.
So for any sporting event, people should leave a month. What do you reckon, a month in advance? How long?
When you think you want, just call. Don't leave it.
Yes. Yeah.
Don't leave it till. Please don't call this Friday over.
That's right. We're just week of the grand final for everyone's watching this post. That's best thing to get in early.
Yes.
So you got any sort of last words of advice for someone maybe thinking about, gyms and centres? I don't mind it, but I don't know, but sort of becoming a franchisee, any sort of bit of advice about it?
Go out on the road with someone.
Yeah.
Trial day,
Yeah,
come out
we have a
road.
trial day where you can come out on the road with like the trainers like me or Troy. You come out just on the day, see what we do for the day, how the job is and all that. Do your research, look up what it's like to own a franchise and the gym's franchising system. So just look at that. So you got all the information before you dive right into it. So yeah.
Cool. Well, thanks for that, guys, and especially thanks for allowing us in your home, Troy. A lovely home out here, and it was good to come around and have a look. And obviously, thanks as well to Brett and Matt for providing some great information and advice. And obviously, all the how-to and informative videos as well, which have been done at Troy's lovely home here as well. So thanks again to Troy. So if anyone's thinking about Gyms and Tennis for any services, actually becoming a franchisee as well, it's really easy. 131546, or just Google Gyms and Tennis. The number again is 131546, or just Google Gyms and Tennis. There's a lot of content which that the guys have put out there on how to, and obviously about being a franchisee as well. So I'd love to have you aboard the team.